Hi, I'm Barry Scott. Like this video in 5 seconds or I will literally drink Sill It Bang. The time is now around 3 o'clock on Monday, on day 1 without social media, and it's going pretty well so far. I've done an early shift at work already. Obviously have barely been on my phone at all, and I work in a petrol station, so now the prices of fuel at the moment have sliced down even more. It's not like I even had time to look at my phone because it was absolute chaos today. This will be me if one more customer jokes about the price of the fuel making them leave the house. Boris had a good speech yesterday, didn't he? Still left us as clueless as ever to what's going on. Subscribe to the channel if you will also be on a park bench on Wednesday. What has this world actually come to? Jesus Christ. So yeah, the challenge is this week to pretty much go a whole week without social media. It doesn't sound like much, and I have done it once before just out of wanting to do it really. But this time, it's during a pandemic, therefore I really at the moment don't have much to do, so this could actually be a bit of a struggle, but I want to, as this channel, as you've seen in the previous videos, is about me trying to improve myself and get some work done and stuff, and tracking my progress. I feel like this would be quite an appropriate challenge to see how I get on and how much I can actually do. So the rules for this 7-day challenge will be up on your screen as follows. I can only use Discord for chat purposes. I decided that I can allow myself to do this because I have people on Discord that is really my only way through interacting with them because they're not living locally, so it's like I'm not gonna take away that interaction with them if that makes sense. It seems a bit pointless. Only using YouTube for research and videos because YouTube is a massive app that consumes a lot of hours in my day and is definitely one of the main reasons behind why I don't get a lot of stuff done. I can use Netflix, I can do gaming. They're not really social apps. Using the internet for news, weather, etc. Google, how to play rock paper scissors with myself or something. And then the obvious apps that I won't be using at all this week includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I know, sad right, and Snapchat. Yeah, that's right, a 24-year-old man not being able to use Snapchat for a week. Ooh, how will I cope? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for day 1 at the moment. There's nothing else I really want to kind of explain at the moment. You will see how I progress throughout the week and what other stuff I'll get done. I'm not really going to do much else today because, like I said, I've been up since 5, had an early shift at work, only just got home, and we'll probably just be chilling out for the rest of the day. Maybe I'll update with whatever happens, but more than likely I shall see you and update you tomorrow. Boom, sick little transaction into the next day. Jesus. So day 2. So far did not go to plan this morning. Like I said yesterday, I just chilled out because I was really burnt out from work. I just chilled out, made sure I got an early night, ended up going to bed at about 9, set an alarm for 6 to go for a morning run, and overslept by 4 hours. So I've only just got up now. I will most likely end up incorporating cardio into my workout today, or going for a run in the evening, or at the very least, or some form of outdoor exercise, which I'm trying to stick to once a day anyway. But yeah, still feel a bit half tired at the moment, but I guess that's nothing that, coffee and the pint of water can't solve at the moment. So we'll get that workout in as soon as possible. And I'm also wearing the same clothes, so don't you dare tell me that it's the same day. Don't you dare tell me that I'm cheating. I'm just wearing these to get my workout done. One of the things I did want to talk about that I noticed from yesterday, for example, when I was on my breaks at work yesterday, normally I would just eat for 10-15 minutes or whatever, and then just scroll through Instagram or Twitter looking at irrelevant things that aren't affecting my life at all and wasting the rest of my break away. Instead, I actually worked on an entire whole new verse for one of my upcoming solo songs. You'll be able to check the songs that I've already released in the description, as well as, like I said before in previous videos, I am in a rap band and we have released a full album, so that it will be in the description as well if you haven't already checked it. It's pretty fucking good. And the other thing I noticed as well, and something that I'm really guilty of, when I'm regularly using social media is that the first thing I will do when I wake up before I get out of bed, and the last thing I'll do before I get to bed, is go on my phone, which obviously is self-explanatory. It's just not a good idea for your brain. And not only that, it will take away a good 1 to 2 hours every evening or every morning that you could be doing something else instead, that you could be relaxing your brain, especially in the morning if you're about to do a workout or something, or if you're just on your phone instead in bed for 2 hours and you're like, do I really want to do it now? I'm sure a lot of you get that feeling in the morning. So yeah, avoided my phone all this morning until I've obviously used it now for recording. Yeah, that's pretty much all the things I've noticed so far. So like I said, we're in day 2 now. Doesn't really make a huge difference. I've woken up late because we're still going to get that workout in as soon as possible, and I'll be showing you the footage from that. So I'll update you the next time something happens, I guess. So here we are with a few stretches before today's workout. Do not bus over that buoy. Do not simp over me. All right, we are all kings here. We're all united together, and we'll get through this quarantine together. So I actually, like I said, I did decide to incorporate a bit of cardio, and it's really easy to do at home. Basically, the stairs are your best friend if you don't have the machines, if you don't have treadmills and stuff, and if you can't bother to go for runs. Just a few little reps of going up 2 steps at a time, like you can see there, and then kind of half sprints up the steps, up and down as well. Really quite simple, but it does obviously get the heart pumping and will get you sweating after you do a few sets. So I was doing that kind of like a couple of those like every other set that you'll see through here. Today we're using the old paints today because why not? Because why not? They're kind of a bit better than suitcases that you saw in one of my previous videos, just because they're a little bit smaller, a little bit denser, arguably slightly heavier as well. So going through quite a few different stuff, different routines, different exercises in this one. I kind of just went over everything you'll see in this. I went over twice pretty much, and it took I'd say about 40 minutes workout. You get your workouts done a lot quicker at home because you're not really focusing on much else. You're just getting it all done quick out of the way. That's how I feel anyway. But the point of this, why I'm talking at the moment, was to go over some benefits of why I'm doing this no social media for a week. And one of the key ones that I really did want to stress is that if you're taken away from looking at your phone and looking on Instagram, Twitter and stuff, and seeing all these like professionals and models and whatever putting in the work, you're getting this massive sense of competition because you want to try and be at that stage yourself, but it's just a bit ridiculous. It's a bit unrealistic, and it's like you can't really keep focusing on that because you need to take the time to actually focus on yourself, or you're not actually going to get better. So by doing this, I'm having absolutely zero distractions. I'm just, like I said, I'm literally just focusing on myself. So that is kind of the main reason that I'm doing this whole thing. Absolutely no distractions. Obviously your mood's going to improve because of that as well, because you're only focusing on yourself, because you're not looking at other people wishing that you could be like them. But if you're not putting in the work yourself, you're never going to get to that stage. You take this time to just get so much stuff done, and you feel so good about it by the end that, it's just going to naturally come that you're going to be at that better stage that you eventually want to be at. It's also a way of rewiring the brain, of course. You're not focused on unnecessary stuff that doesn't impact your life. You're kind of appreciating smaller things more. You're appreciating the outside world more. You're appreciating little bits and bobs, little jobs that you're getting done throughout the day. It definitely gives you a much more satisfied feeling by not having these distractions, by not messing up your brain by being on your phone all the time. And overall it's just a really good feeling. Alright, boom. So quick little update. We are on day 5 now. I know, right? 1, 2, skip a few. What the hell's happened there? I figured that if I just update you every single day, then it's going to turn into a Netflix documentary. And to be honest, the first 2 days went really well. I didn't really have any problems at all. The last couple days, definitely weren't as productive as I possibly could have been. Bear in mind, I have been working the last couple of days as well, and I am recording this just before I go to work in the afternoon as well. So, like I said, I haven't really cheated at all. It hasn't been that much of a struggle. Just the only issue is where removing social media from your life does kind of help your productivity. It can't automatically fix your laziness, which is where your discipline comes into play, which is something that I really need to start working on, because at the end of the day I can take away as many things as I want. It's always down to me whether I get stuff done or not. I've been trying to get up super early in order to go for runs in the morning to help in my day, and it just hasn't really happened at the moment, and I'm gonna try and promise myself that I will go on at least one by the end of this week. Not just to prove a point really, but because I guess it would have been a pointless week otherwise if I'm not doing all this stuff that I wouldn't normally do on a regular week. So just today I'm going to end up recording one more video that you will see before this one gets uploaded, and then head off for work, another late shift, and then I've got 2 days off for the weekend, which is quite a rare occasion. And it could potentially be the biggest struggle of this week, because I'm going to be pretty much sitting at home trying to figure out what to do with my life without a phone. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously I'll update you guys how it goes, if anything new happens, and yeah, like I said, just a quick little update because I didn't want this to go on for too long. So hope you guys are good, and I'll see yous in a bit. Gang. So it's Saturday, which means it's day 6 of this social media detox kind of thing, whatever you want to call it, and feeling pretty good at the moment. It means we're pretty much on the final stretch, and it means we've got 2 more days of putting in some proper work. So today I've got 3 days off work now, so I mean I'm gonna have to find some stuff to do obviously, but today is Saturday and football's back, kind of. Basically what I'm gonna do today is just find myself a stream of Bundesliga, watch football's on today, and I thought it'd be an appropriate time to get in a workout whilst watching the football. I can just do some stuff in my bedroom, probably lift some more paint buckets because that's how we do it around here, and not really sure what else I'm going to do today. Probably work on some more music or whatever. It's not really been a week of learning new skills and stuff because I have been working and whatever, so I haven't really had the time for it, but it's definitely been a much more productive week than what it would normally be on a regular week when I'm, on my phone and whatever, which was the whole point of this video. So yeah, nothing really much today, just another quick little update, keep you guys informed. And yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow for what will be the final stretch. I think I've hit a brick wall. So it's now Saturday evening after I briefly updated you guys what I was doing for the Saturday morning and afternoon and whatever. And yeah, that's happened. I've been productive. I've got my stuff done for the day that I need to do. I'm just in the car now just because I've decided to go to the shops completely out of boredom, and it gets me to that stage where I wonder what the actual real reason behind me doing this is in self-isolation. Obviously social media detoxing has its massive benefits, and that's what I'm trying to test at the moment, but working out whether it's a good time to do it in self-isolation where you kind of need that interaction online just to keep your day going is something that I've kind of started to realise as we get to the final stretch. And now that I have a couple of days off work, it makes me start to realise that now that I don't have as much, obviously I work in retail, so I have a lot of customer interaction with my colleagues and stuff, and it's great. It's an absolute breeze without any social media interaction. On my days off, it's a completely different story. It's I get all my stuff done that I want to do, then after that it's what do I do now? So it's am I addicted to social media, or am I starting to feel that loneliness just because of the self-isolation. I believe we're going to persevere through this, just because there's such a minimal amount of time left in it. We're nearly at the end of the week, of course, and as low as it's made me feel sometimes, it's made me realise that I would be a lot more hurt if I were to break the challenge now. So yeah, like I said, we're going to persevere. But yeah, like I said, it is the last stretch, and it's especially when you're not working or anything at the moment, it's a pretty brutal one. Yeah, that Saturday evening was probably the worst I'd felt in months. I don't know how, I don't know why, what suddenly came over me, but I think I kind of figured out that it's kind of a couple of things to bear in mind when I was doing this challenge was that I am only living, it's just me and my parents at home at the moment. I was planning to move out last year, but obviously then I left my job, so that was pretty much out of the question. And then this year I was planning to move out, and then obviously you know what happened this year. So I am still living with my parents at the moment, so they're only the people that I really have face-to-face interaction with on my days off at work at the moment. So yeah, shout out to those that are living by themselves at the moment during this, because I can't imagine how tough it would be for however long this has been going on for, let alone a week. And it was also one of those things where normally on a Saturday evening I'm either like, if I'm not on social media, I'm either maybe at the pub with the boys, or I'm out doing something, or I'm maybe in a Skype or a Discord call with some friends and that. And yeah, that didn't happen on the Saturday, so it just kind of got a bit overwhelming for me that suddenly I've done everything I wanted to do today, and now I've just hit this brick wall because, like, what do I do now? But here we are on this Monday morning. We managed to successfully do 7 days without social media, and I managed to get in that run that I was so dreading and so wanting to complete before the week was over. And arguably, maybe I definitely should have done more, and when I look back, there will be parts where I think, yeah, maybe I could have been a bit more productive, but overall I feel like it was a pretty successful week. So I managed to note down some cons and pros of this whole week summed up, and a few of them I would have already gone over in this video, but things like being able to be more productive and having no distractions in order to get your stuff done is the obvious ones, of course. It was also a good week overall because it kind of refreshed my mind, helped my brain like kind of I don't really know the word of it, but just kind of not really reset itself, but just, yeah, like refresh itself, like I'm saying, just clearing the mind for a week. Actually, you know, has quite a bit more of an effect than you would think, because when I did go onto social media this morning, like, as much as I was excited to get back on it, I checked Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and all that, and I was like, oh, well, that's it. So I think it's great to have like little detoxes now and again. Whether I would do it for a whole week during a time like quarantine where social media seems to prove so vital in order to, you know, keep yourself satisfied, I don't think doing it for a week would be the best idea. It will give you that sense of loneliness, of course, if there's, you know, if your only way of like interacting with people is through text, and that it can get a bit boring after a while, so you just feel like you're just stuck at home actually kind of not really doing anything after, you know, you've done, you know, you have things to do, but it's not going to take you like a whole day or a whole week or whatever. So you do have those really boring periods. And of course, when you do get bored, there is that potential bad habits kicking back in, like all the addictions that I talked about in a previous video. I feel like it was harder in a way on your days off to try and avoid stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, somehow we got through it. Like I said, this wasn't the first week that I've done a social media detox, but this was the first week that I've done it during quarantine, and it was definitely much more challenging than just an original week away from social media. So, I mean, I would recommend that anyone tries this for like a day or two or whatever and see how much it really does clear your mind. But like I said, a week maybe is a little bit overkill, but I'm already kind of planning some weekly challenges in advance now, because I did enjoy this in the end, and hopefully proves to be a decent video without too much waffling. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again.
I might knock you with a fist, you know I come up like a sun.